Hello. So I just want to kind of, one thing is like someone has like mentioned in comments, kind of recent videos. People like, well, I'm not, I don't plan on playing this game very long, so it doesn't matter like what heroes I invest in. Or whatever. Like that's true. If you don't plan on being in this game for a long haul, you could just do what you want to do. But if you're somebody who's spending any kind of money in this game, you're much more likely, like, because by definition you're already more invested in this game, right? You're much more likely to be here for a while. I think statistics show maybe like, somewhere between just 5 to 10% of people who play this game actually spend money on it. But as the server gets more advanced, like people who didn't spend money on the game, they tend to quit the game a lot sooner than people who are spending money because, once you spend money on the game, you feel more invested in it and and you end up being here for a lot longer. And like I said, soon before you know it, you might have been here 2 years, 3 years, and all of a sudden, like, you might not have been like playing a long time, but you start to see like some of these other players ending up in like I said, so like you go to like Bronze League, like some of these guilds like towards the bottom of Bronze League aren't even full anymore. Like on an advanced server, or it's like qualified set higher qualifying leagues, maybe they are. Like there's a seat like said, so a lot of these guilds, like you start seeing like there isn't a lot of like full qualifying guilds anymore. Bronze League, you're starting to see Bronze Leagues have some openings. So you're starting to see like, the server's starting to empty out. So most people here, like in Gold and Silver League at this point, right, are people who've spent money on the game. So you have like, the five top 500 players on the server or so, right, have essentially spent money on the game. And like at this point in the server's life, that's a good chunk of the total server population. You might even on some servers that might make up close to half the population. So you went from having like maybe 5% of the server spending money to like 50% of the server spending money. And after a time, like, some of these players might end up in like some like my guild, like some of these players, like so these guys I guarantee are not spending much money on the game, but just by being here for a long time, just by sheer force of time, like I said, some of these people, have, maybe not strong enough to make a guild war yet, but they have teams, if they keep playing, like I said, they might eventually start finding themselves guild wars. So these guys in Silver League probably would find themselves in guild wars, and if they have the right heroes invested in, they'll have more success. And that's kind of why I think, right, it does matter. Like, if you are spending money on this game, you should be spending money to win, and you should be spending on heroes that are better. Just in general, like, you can spend on, like I said, if you want to spend all your resources on zero, go ahead. But if you end up on the server for a long time, you end up playing for a long time, you're gonna get disappointed in the long run. And yes, maybe you like some of these other early game heroes, like maybe, like I said, like I did a video about Astaroth, for example. Like, I don't think he's the best tank long term. Yes, he might be easier to invest in on the low end, but in the long term, like, most people are gonna want Aurora as their main tank. She's also really easily accessible early. Maybe she needs a bit more investment because she does have a bit more skins, and you really want more pet progress with her. But in long term, she's the best tank. Like, and everybody should have Sebastian and Celeste. Pretty much always, these are easily Sebastian's the best hero, followed by Celeste. Those are the best two heroes in the game. Definitely have those two heroes. Like I said, and then after that, it's like, you want to have good heroes like that you can actually win with in long term, because maybe you don't plan on playing a long time, but you never know. Maybe you'll be here 2 years from now, and if you did better investments, like I said, if you focus on, like, you just do your daily farm. I said 2 years of dailies add up to a lot of resources. If you're very focused on your heroes, like, you'd get all the Facebook reward clickies, like I said, maybe you don't spend much money outside like Valkyries or whatever. It's like after 2 years of just being dedicated farming to like your main 5 or 6 heroes, like, you'll have most of them will probably be red rank. You'll probably have some decent progress on pets. Like I said, you'll have all their glyphs maxed. You'll have their artifacts maxed. Right, I said you'll have the Sparks max probably. You may probably not Ascension. Ascension's new, so not Ascension, but you'll have some pet patronage, like, and it's just, you'll have a lot of progress. You'll have like I said, you'll have a 700k power team or maybe an 800k power team and actually be able to compete in the higher leagues just by sheer force of time. So I do think it is important, like, even if you're like, don't plan on playing for a long time, don't spend a lot of money on this game, to still be focused on investing in like the better heroes, the heroes that will help you win the most. I do think it is important to invest in the good heroes. Like if you are spending any kind of money in this game, like if you're spending money, usually it's because you want to win more. If you're gonna be spending that kind of money, you should spend it in the heroes who will help you win the most, which is Sebastian, Celeste, Aurora. Like I said, those are the ones that will help you the most. Anyway, hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.